Very simple, one word, winner.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger, you have to think about it. He is one of 3 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different coaches at the same organization.
Okay.
2 or more Super Bowls, 2 different coaches, same organization. Ben Roethlisberger, rewind 30 years, Troy Aikman, rewind a little bit, Joe Montana. Why is this so special? Because when a head coach comes into a building, everything changes. Assistant coaches, position coaches, the chef might change, security might change. Everything changes with a new head coach, especially over the course of time. But Ben Roethlisberger wins one with Cowher. Things change. You get Tomlin, you win another one. Ben Roethlisberger will and should be remembered as one of the greatest winners in the history of football at the quarterback position. The Pittsburgh Steelers never had a losing season. When Ben Roethlisberger went into their season as a starting quarterback, I will repeat that because that should wow you. The Pittsburgh Steelers never had a losing season when Ben Roethlisberger went into the season as a starting quarterback, and Ben Roethlisberger was a starter for 18 years. That's when them stats make you slap somebody.
I'm over here.
Ben Roethlisberger will and should be remembered, Sel, as one of the greatest winners. I can't wait to retort after what you got to say because I know you got a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, you said one word. I have one sentence that just really gives me the imagery of who Ben Roethlisberger is. He can win a gunfight with his bare knuckles. Like, that's who he is. Like, I remember meeting Ben Roethlisberger as a draft prospect coming out of college and hanging with him, talking to him, and just knowing this game, doing my job. And I was looking at him like, nothing is off the charts in terms of his attributes. Nothing is like, whoa, it's just going to wow you. Everything combined, as all those ingredients combine together into what we see in Ben Roethlisberger. But individually, it's like he's big, but then he's quick enough, fast enough, but not fast. Like, arm big, but not the biggest arm. Like, you were just looking like there was nothing that you were going to put the number one by any of his attributes. But, boy, as you said, they all added up to him going out there and becoming number one as a quarterback multiple years. What I see in Ben Roethlisberger is interesting because Ben Roethlisberger, when you sack him, if you sack Ben Roethlisberger, you're going to be the one that's hurt. You're going to be the one that felt it. Like Big Ben in the pocket, his presence, his elusiveness was deceptive. You're like, there's no way he's going to outrun me. There's no way he's going to outshake me. And there's no way he's going to stiff arm me like I am a little DB. And all of those things just add up to a guy who maybe wanted to do it the hard way, but certainly made it look easy.
Let me say this, and you correct me if I'm wrong. You're more of a historian, at least by play, than I am in football. I would say Big Ben was the first quarterback to be physically feared on the football field. Not feared by the stance of what Mike Vick might do outrunning me. But Big Ben was the first quarterback to be physically feared on the field. Drafted to the Cleveland Browns, so clearly we had to play the Steelers twice, and I was sitting in the meeting rooms. I remember defensive linemen who spent excess time in the weight room that week because you know if you get to Big Ben, he is not going down easy. Like Marcellus just alluded to, if you sack Big Ben, you might be the one getting sacked. Big Ben will stiff arm a 300-pound defensive tackle like he's a 180-pound defensive back. Big Ben redefined what it meant for quarterbacks to be tough in an era where we were removing toughness, not just from football, but from the quarterback position. So Big Ben instilled toughness in a position where toughness is not valued, and he instilled fear in a position where nobody is feared. Big Ben really redefined, and we'll talk more about that word later, but he truly redefined that quarterback position.
Yeah, that toughness wasn't valued because that toughness wasn't even asked for. Like a quarterback, red jersey in practice, has security when we're walking to the bus and off the bus, like that guy. Even though we're all big football players, he needs extra security. Okay. Like Ben Roethlisberger played with an old soul. You ever be around somebody with an old soul? I mean, just beyond their years in terms of how they played. I really respected his game, and it's crazy how he would make a single pass rush, 2 plays. The first play is get to me. The second play is get me down.
Was that harder than getting to Ben Roethlisberger?
I don't know if I ever got him down, but I got a play right here to just let y'all know that there's a reason why all great things come to an end. And I don't know if I was ever great, but this is the end. Look at me right there. First of all, Marvell Smith, I just saw you. Don't be you pass rushing against me like that. Look at this kind of extension of a play when Ben Roethlisberger. This was a heartbreaker, too, right here. I remember Marcellus yelling at me, Wiley, I will cut you right now. And I did Antonio Brown. I just took off my clothes. I'm out. But this is who Ben Roethlisberger was. Like, this is just a normal play. This is not a highlight reel play for Ben Roethlisberger. It's a low-light reel play for me, but he made that happen so many times. 2 plays in 1. The dude was amazing.
Well, first and foremost,
okay,
why
let's break
did
me
you
down.
abandon your pass rush so quick?
I
You went in there with no move.
First of all, it's the end of the third quarter.
From the top. You went in there with no pass rush move.
Oh,
it looked like you wanted to give a 2-hand swipe. Don't worry, y'all gonna see it again.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Oh, look at that!
Nope, not this thing.
You know why?
I want the very top.
I got caught. Yeah, let me that dude's dude with me.
Marcellus turns into a DB. Watch him start backpedaling. He gonna start here.
Wait a minute, I got a hit on him in the air.
Tries the 2-hand swipe, doesn't work.
That ain't work. Then I said,
I thought
he was going to run.
He starts crossover.
You know what? I got caught, and this is bad. This is why I got cut. Let me tell you why I got cut, y'all. My eyes were peeking in the backfield because it was Ben Roethlisberger. Normal quarterbacks, like you said, normal quarterbacks, you're just going to do your pass rush move. Oh, where are you at? I'm trying to do 2 things at one. I'm serving 2 guys, and I'm not serving none. And I got punched. I only had 3 sacks that whole year. Did guys have that in the game now? Take me off the screen before people lose respect for me.
In all seriousness.
Hold on, are we going to talk glowingly about Ben Roethlisberger this whole time? Because this is the funeral. I get it. He retired, right? You go to my funeral, you be like, oh, we can't talk about little JJ like that. But were there anything about Ben Roethlisberger? You're like, I had some issues with that.
Well, I think clearly early on, off the field, Ben Roethlisberger, you know,
they're going to go with that. I'm talking us.
Nah, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, to me,
did he overachieve? Did he underachieve?
Okay, you want to keep it really real. Ben Roethlisberger, he just played too long, big dog. Like, if we being really real, he has not been the same Ben Roethlisberger for the last 3 years, maybe even the last 4 years.
Not Big Ben?
So, no.
Itty bitty Ben?
The problem is this. Let me give you an analogy. I'm going to give you an analogy, and I'm going to try to stay as politically correct as possible.
Yeah, it's the funeral. Be respectful.
So there are several individuals that I've, several of my homeboys, that they might like a woman more heavier set. Right, more heavier set, you know what I'm saying? Which is all good if you're working out and you still heavier set. Because if you're working out and heavier set, it works to your advantage. It's still in shape, but it's still a little heavier set.
Oh, I love this tight rope.
But when you stop working out, it might not stay as tight.
Elasticity.
Ben Roethlisberger's size worked to his advantage early on in his career.
Okay, I got it.
Because you couldn't bring him down because of how big he was and how strong he was, and he was still agile enough.
Okay.
But after a while, Ben Roethlisberger's size now worked to his detriment because there came a point in time, even towards my last year, 2015 in the league, where Ben was, now he's just slow. Now you're just looking at Big Ben, and he's just heavy-footed. He used to be, big, strong Ben, I can't bring him down. But then towards the latter half of his career, it was like, I ain't worried about Big Ben. He's slow. His arm ain't that strong. He really ain't going to escape me. Now he's worse than a statue back there because he still had the mindset of I'm strong, can evade you, I'm elusive, but he didn't have the body of I'm strong, can evade you, I'm elusive. Eli Manning, if you got to him, he's taking a sack instantly. Just like you're not even touching him.
Like his brother.
He's sliding, he's taking a sack. Big Ben ain't sliding, taking no sacks. For who? Because he still had that mentality of I'm 6'5", 270, come get me. But his body was not still I'm 6'5", 270, come get me. I think that worked to his detriment towards the end of his career.
This is the special sauce of our show.
By the way, I'm not inviting you to any funerals of anyone I know.
Why?
Because you be at the funeral.
You better hope I don't know.
Can you not say the truth in those hard truths?
Really? I got to be that family member. It's like, poor little Johnny. What we serving at the wake? What we going to eat at the wake? I hate those family members, too. I'm keeping it balanced. That's why I love this show. I love doing it this way. You ain't right. Patrick Mahomes has pros and cons. Ben Roethlisberger has pros and cons. 2 things that stick out to me. One is you talked about him playing too long. I just think that because he didn't prepare for how he was going to end it, the end came fast. And then all of a sudden, like you said, he wasn't in the greatest of shape. You're 37 years old talking about you're going to get in shape. That's already a bad sign of professionalism. I will say that. And it's funny you bring that up because we always hear athletes losing a few pounds in the offseason, and then you watch them perform, and typically they perform better, except Ezekiel Elliott. But the point is, I want to let everyone know that as an athlete, and I heard this from a doctor before, that when you lose a pound, In terms of work against gravity, that's 9 pounds. So whenever you see a guy who loses 5, 10 pounds in the offseason, he's just lost 45 to 90 pounds in terms of the adverse effect on gravity. That's why they look so much faster. You're like, how many pounds you lose? 5, 10. It doesn't take much. The other thing is the AB situation. Now, AB can't testify for AB right now, and he can't defend himself right now because he's now in another mess. But it's just interesting hearing not just AB, but other players talk about Ben Roethlisberger as a leader. There were some issues with that in terms of the professionalism, doing the radio show every single week and calling out the teammates. It's just interesting, man. To me, that's what the legacy is. A lot of greatness on the field, a couple issues maybe in the locker room, and then we're just going to leave it right there.
Trivia question, Columbia.
Oh, me?
Yeah, trivia question.
I ain't go to Harvard now, so chill.
What's the acceleration of gravity? You can give it to me during commercial break.
Yeah, I'm about to Google that. Coming up, what?